In this video, we are going to study about some membrane processes, especially reverse osmosis and ultrafiltration. These are very common techniques that we use in our home filters. Okay, you must have seen this Hema Malini ad about RO and everything, Keln filters, right? Okay, so that is nothing but filtration techniques, that is membrane processes. What exactly these processes do? We have a semi-permeable membrane. It's kind of filtration. So depending upon the size of the pores, different particles can be filtered and removed from the water. So the first one is reverse osmosis. Before studying reverse osmosis, you should know what is osmosis. Osmosis means what? Two solutions, when they are separated by a semi-permeable membrane, the solvent flows from dilute solution to concentrated solution. So this is a normal osmosis process. Okay. And reverse osmosis is exactly opposite, reverse of osmosis. It is the process where solution flows from higher concentration to lower concentration, concentrated solution to dilute solution. And how does this happen? Because of hydrostatic pressure is in excess of osmotic pressure. It is applied on the concentrated side. So when hydrostatic pressure excess of osmotic pressure is applied, the solvent flows from concentrated to dilute solution. And it's kind of it's like when you apply this pressure, you can see the pressure over here. It is like water is getting separated and the contaminants are staying on the other side of the permeable membrane. So pure solvent is separated from its salts and other impurities, rather than removing the impurities from the water. Exactly opposite. So we are separating water, not the impurities. Now this membrane, it's a semi-permeable membrane made up of cellulose polymers, cellulose acetate, methacrylate, polymers, and they have small pores which prevent the passage of certain materials like say salt, bacteria, viruses. And what does our water contain? These are the most major things that our water contains. So all these are separated, they are retained by the membrane. And of course all these things take place because of the pressure that we apply. If you have to look, you can look into your RO filter. You can see this, how this membrane is made of, and how it is wound off and kept in that cartridge. So what is the use of reverse osmosis? The most important use of reverse osmosis is desalination of seawater. Your seawater contains so many salts, bacteria, viruses. All these can be separated by reverse osmosis. It's like converting seawater into fresh water, saline water capable of drinking. Okay. Apart from that, you can do concentration of low molecular weight substances in the solution, because you are removing water, so you're concentrating the solution. Purify the wastewater. Okay. So it has the ability to concentrate all dissolved and suspended solids, because you are removing water from these solids, right? And what are the advantages? Like, this RO technique is easily available in our filters, so its maintenance cost is low. You just have to replace that membrane in 1 or 2 years. This replacement can be done in few minutes. Low operating cost, high reliability. Convert seawater into pure drinking water. That water can be used for high pressure boilers. Remember, boilers, they have this uh, uh, sludge and scales are formed, so the normal water is not good for that, or hard water is not good for that. So for such boilers where lot of water is used, you can use this reverse osmosis process and use this water for boilers. The next type of process is ultrafiltration, kind of pre-treatment to reverse osmosis. It is a variety of membrane filtration in which hydrostatic pressure forces the liquid against a semi-permeable membrane. Similar type of technique to reverse osmosis. It serves as a pre-treatment for surface water, seawater, and biologically treated municipal effluent before reverse osmosis. Okay, so suspended solids and solutes of higher molecular weights are retained, and only water and low molecular weight solutes are allowed to pass through this membrane. It's a cross flow technique. Particles are retained by the membrane. As you can see, the protein particles are retained by the membrane, and the small particles like salt, sugar, and water are allowed to pass through the membrane. It concentrates suspended solids and solutes of molecular weight greater than 1000. So higher molecular weight compounds are retained. They can be concentrated. Permeate has low molecular weight. So whatever filtrate or permeate, the permeate means the solution that is coming out through the membrane. So this is the permeate. It contains low molecular weight substances like salts or sugar, organic compounds, and the pressure is used up to 10 bars. Now, these are some of the advantages and uses. It is used for concentration of the substances, fractionating of the substances, separating two or more solids, treatment of surface water, separation of oil and water. Oil and water can be separated. Oil is retained, water is allowed to pass. Metal hydroxides can be removed. Biomass, separation of biomass in biotechnology. It is used in fractionation of milk. If you have seen that proteins are separated, no, so protein concentration can take place. So you are separating water and other salts, so protein concentration can take place over here. So it is used in fractionation of milk, whey. Okay. Apart from these two processes, there are other membrane processes. Depending upon the size of the pore, certain materials can pass through it and certain materials are retained. For example, microfiltration, the pore size is comparatively larger, so only fats are retained, whereas protein, sugar, salts, water are allowed to pass through it. And so this is the range of the particles uh, which can be removed. Then you have ultrafiltration. See the difference. Your microfiltration separates out the fats. Ultrafiltration separates out the proteins. My nanofiltration separates out sugar. And I guess you must have guessed it. This is reverse osmosis, which has separated the salt as well. So these were some of the membrane processes which is enough for you as far as your syllabus is concerned. Do watch the next other videos on activated sludge and microorganism treatments. Thank you.